Hey, there's a helicopter going by. Oh my god, a bunny! So, it's been a pretty tough week mentally. I'm not even gonna hold you, emotionally, mentally. So, like, it's just been very emotional to say the least. But I feel like it's a good thing. I feel like in order to grow and heal, you have to be able to, like, identify your feelings and, like, work through them. There's this book called The Greatest Secret by Rhonda Rhimes, I think her name is. That might be the wrestler. Rhonda Byrne, something like that. It's a really good book, but it basically, there's a chapter in there about releasing emotions, and she talks about how the most negative emotions aren't necessarily, like, if somebody does something to make you frustrated, one, like, nobody has control of your emotions, you know what I mean? So, like, you have the power to not be frustrated. You're just allowing them to have power over that, number one. Number two, it's not just that situation that's making you frustrated. She talks about how it's deep-rooted emotions that kind of make you frustrated. So your first instinct of frustration probably happened years ago. And because we're not really taught how to release emotions in a healthy way, we kind of hold on to it a little bit. And that's why you have people who have, like, anger management problems, for example, because it's anger that's been held on to for so long. And they haven't necessarily dealt with the first couple instances of anger, and then what happens is, like, it gets pent up and it builds and it builds and it builds, and then it's like explosions all the time. So now it's like, as an adult, they're easily frustrated or easily angered, or even easily frazzled because they've never really dealt with the initial issues. Almost makes sense, but I think it's easier said than done type of thing. And so I really feel like, although it's been a very, like, difficult time for me mentally and emotionally, I don't want to lose the opportunity of being able to release those emotions. Even in my lowest moments in the past week, I felt so, like, supported. Like I felt like I was right where I needed to be. I've really been asking for, it's kind of like that whole thing of, like, asking you shall receive. And I think I, like, forget, or, like, I didn't realize how powerful that was until, like, recently, you know what I mean? And recently I feel like I've been really asking just for, like, support and guidance. I feel like there's a lot of things that I'm kind of just like, okay, well, I don't even know if this is gonna work out, but I have a feeling that it will. So I feel like it's all working in my better good is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like I never realized how powerful that was. Like, I've always done it, but I think I've always had so much control over my life because it's been so easy up until now. And now it's a point where it's not as easy to know what the next step is, but I have faith that I'm gonna work it out, and I have faith that I have so much, like, support and guidance in that. It's been, like, a really big theme in my life where it's kind of just like, almost like, just have faith, you know what I mean? I feel like my faith with God and my faith with my guides has been so strong recently. I can feel it, but it's also like, stop resisting, like, stop trying to take control. That's that balance I'm trying to find right now. So that's where I feel like my heart is as of recently. I just feel like another big theme has just been, like, the whole idea of resting, like, almost like that feeling of I need to feel like I've checked off, like, 12 things off my list before I feel like I can enjoy myself. Like, even on Saturdays and Sundays, like, I have to feel productive. Otherwise, I don't feel like I enjoy, or I don't enjoy rest, or I don't feel like I deserve the rest. And that's kind of, like, annoying. And part of me feels like I can rest and enjoy it when everything is settled. And I think that's part of the reason why I'm not where I'm at, because I'm still thinking of, like, work, which I think it has time and a place for, but, like, how can I ever expect to, like, enjoy it when I get it if I don't know how to enjoy it now, type of thing. So I've been trying to, like, be mindful of that. Not about what?
How Billy is. We end up being in the same.
Hey, y'all. I just spent most of my day cleaning. I did a lot of things today, actually. I went to the church this morning. I went to church this morning. I don't even to get back into it. I'm not religious. I don't believe in, what's the word? Like structured religion. But I am spiritual. I'm spiritual as hell. I do believe in God. He and I are, yeah, I have recently been like looking for like a community, and just like similar like-minded people. I know that some of my views are like, what is it, taboo, or like they're not traditional. It's a modern Christian church, so it is it tries to be with the times. This week it was like an asking, it's like, what do you want to ask, I think. And literally like it was just a conversation amongst everybody in the church and the pastor. And again, it's like you hear, like I take what resonates and leave what doesn't, because there's sometimes where they be spitting some gems, and there's just messages that I feel like I really need to hear, and that's why I like to go. At the same time, there's things that I said that I just don't agree with. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm gonna find that anywhere. That's like when you have any conversation with anybody. But I like the energy. Everybody's very nice. Everybody's very friendly, open. Like I said, it's like my second time going, so I'm enjoying it. Yeah, I did that this morning. It's always great to start the morning off with that. And it's a beautiful place. So it's like you're surrounded by nature and trees, like just like the motherfucking Sunday. I love Sundays. Like, I feel like I like to be very intentional with my Sundays. It's really nice. It's really nice to start the day like that. And I just really like my Sunday. So yeah, so then came home, I go with my mom. So we'll have like a little discussion when we get home, like on the ride home. And then like when we get home, we'll like talk about a little bit. And then, so we did that, had breakfast. And then I started cleaning my room. I moved home. I think that took me out of my element a little bit, especially like I went from living by myself with my pup to living with like having two other roommates, basically like my mom and brother. You know what I mean? So just like the dynamics are different. So I always keep my room organized, but I just haven't been on schedule with like deep clean. As I've said before, I'm really in a space of like taking my life, like just changing my life, really, honestly. I'm in this space where it's like, okay, my timeline is, I have a timeline of like when I want to quit and when I'm ready to do things, and I'm slowly, getting closer to that date. So it's a little bit stressful. It's like heavy in my chest and my heart. So every day it's like on my brain, and every day I'm like, did I do enough? Like yada yada. And I think part of that with everything going on, obviously I think my conversations with like spirit and God have been a lot. Like I talk to somebody all the motherfucking time. You know what I mean? I've been getting these like little messages or like feelings that it's like, obviously like work towards something that's fulfilling you, but and make the changes, but don't kill yourself a different way. You know what I mean? Like that's just silly. So I'm like in love with this guy on YouTube. I don't know his name, Phil something, but he's like tall, dark, and handsome. He's a plant-based eater. He has like a sleeve of tattoos with like a beard. He's tall. He's just so handsome. And then like his lifestyle, like I feel like I think I'm a fairly disciplined person, like self-disciplined, but he's like so self-disciplined in my opinion. Like my goal is to be plant-based at some point, but I'm not plant-based right now. Anyway, yeah, so that's just where I'm at. So yeah, it's a lot of changes. It's a lot of like coming to terms with things. I was just watching this video, but she was basically saying how when you go against the status quo, you're going to have people that project, and you're going to have people that, it's just part of the lesson. You know what I mean? You're going to have people that don't understand, that are projecting their own fears or their own insecurities into you. But I also have so much faith in my spirituality and my God that I wouldn't be here if I wasn't supposed to be. There's so many things in my life that I feel like have prepared me to be my own boss, and have prepared me to go against the status quo. And it's all just kind of like leading up to this moment in my life. You know what I mean? I'm getting like really kind of emotional, like excited saying that. It's an innate feeling that I feel like it's all going to work out, but obviously there's that fear of like, I don't know what that's going to look like. But I'm trying to enjoy the journey. I'm really excited about where I'm going. I had a conversation with my mom at dinner on Friday, and my mom was basically like pouring so much, my mom pours so much love into me. She really does. She thinks that I'm like a rock star. So she was basically saying, I was telling her like all these things about like what my next steps are and what I want to do. She was basically saying that it's so cool because it's like nobody in my family, nobody that she knows really does things like these. And she just finds it really cool. And she's like really proud. She's like really excited for me. And I love that. So that's where I'm at. This is my recap. I'm about to continue with the rest of my day.